You can. We'll have you do that.
Rich, you can mute yourself.
Okay, you're good. We won't talk then.
That's so amazing.
You can do a congratulations after the fact, of course. But
Of course.
of course.
Only in a different way.
Zabo.max?
Roger's calling you on Hangouts.
Is it already recording?
Okay, so we'll just.
This is the beginning. The first 36 seconds of the Hitchin.
Stop. What's Hitchin?
Cut it out. I don't
You
care.
said-
They've been talking about the Hitchin all the way here.
Oh, good.
Oh, I've been talking about the Hitchin.
Good.
We're not
I'm
hip,
going to a
though.
Hitchin.
We are though. We are totally getting.
You're getting hitched.
Y'all
We're
are
getting hitched in our backyard in the
You're getting
south.
hitched.
That's what we're doing.
Truly a Hitchin.
Wait, it
It's
is
a Hitchin.
Virginia.
It's a Hitchin.
Okay.
It's a Hitchin.
You gonna video it? How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks so much for coming.
Hello.
I'm happy to help, but this is just getting a little odd, isn't it?
I know, it's crazy. It really is.
It's all crazy.
We're, I'm used to shaking hands. We take
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
Yeah.
hi.
Ah, yeah, no, you stand over there.
Yeah.
Really.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is, it's fun though, you know?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
Well, it's not until.
Well,
Fun for us.
it's fun for us. Yeah, we're having a good time.
Well, the thing you want to not do is, at times like this, you don't want to do anything that you're going to remember poorly,
Yeah.
right? You don't want weddings and funerals or those times that graduations, births of children, when people remember a lot of stuff. They remember it clearly. They don't always remember it accurately, but they remember it clearly. And you don't want a patient zero situation happening.
Yeah.
There's just the bad things. If you can avoid that, like you're doing pretty
Yeah.
good. And I've married a lot of people, and I'll speak to it in a minute. But the happiest people I've ever married have been in the last week, over and over again.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a little different. So we.
Maybe.
I'll stand over there and we'll.
and
We'll
Please.
try to.
my mom has the rings. I don't think I need to pay right now.
Try again.
Usually we have this thing where I'd hold the rings and play with them. We're not doing that.
Okay, so I'll hold them.
So hold on to them.
I'll hold them. They can take them out of
And
the
then
box.
and take them out of the box and
Okay.
we'll just kind of let
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
you do that. Welcome. This is one of those great moments in life, and I'm really happy to share it with you. But I'm also happy that you've got people here to share it with you as well. Marriage is a timeless commitment. We read about it in the Bible, but when you think about it, it goes back through every culture, through every religion, through every nation, and every language. And as much as this started with Adam and Eve. It's gone through everyone. It's something we all understand and an urge we all have to join together. And that need to do that is a constant. And at no time is it more important than in a crisis. And that need, that desire to come together is because of love. And love is universal. It's the first gift from God that we all have and we all feel. It's why we're here. It's why when we're invited to go to weddings, why we all want to go to other people's weddings. It's why we've enjoyed every wedding we've ever enjoyed being at. It's why your parents wanted to come and be here with you, and why there's some sadness that there aren't more people here that you thought of having. It's here for a moment, right? That we want to be there for that moment where two people make the ultimate adult transformation from a family they were born with to a family that they've chosen to create. And part of why other people want to be there to share it with you is we all look for that moment to appreciate ourselves, to remind ourselves what it was like when we had it, or perhaps what it's going to be like when we get to have it in our own future. And traditionally this would be a time where I'd ask you to speak with your own parents and acknowledge them. And they're not here, and that's okay. But it's time that still.
They're on the phone.
They're on the phone.
Oh, look at that. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. There is nothing for you to be sorry for today. But this is your moment to acknowledge them and thank them for having created their own family and brought you into it and gotten you to where you are now.
Mom, Dad, thank you so much for all that you've done for me in these past 23 years. You've kept me on the straight and narrow, and I'm now ready to create a family of my own because of your great example. So I love you so much, and now I'm going to cleave to my wife.
I love you. We love you.
Go, Chloe.
And now, this moment, traditionally going back to antiquity, is where your parents would present you, that they would give you to him to say that we are ready to give this woman away. And while that's certainly a tradition we all like, I think it's more important for you to take this time now and thank them for having gotten you to the point where you are now, to have made the family that they made and given you this opportunity to be here today.
Thank you, guys. I love you. Just come close to the camera.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I love you, baby.
Thank you. It's a double. That's like your
I've worked hard.
Yeah.
The message, my message, as I said a minute ago, is changed from what it's always been in marrying people. The crisis has changed everything in all of our lives, and how we've reacted to it, and what we've been forced to give up, but also what we've been given to discover. And that, for the two of you, you had a dream of marriage. There are things you've thought of your whole life, and modified those thoughts and had them grow as you've grown up, and certainly boys do that as well. I know I certainly did. All of us do. Create this vision in your mind of what your wedding was going to be like, and who was going to be there, and what was going to be said, and the kind of food we'd eat, and the songs we would dance to. And somehow a few days ago, that was all crushed. And you think about it, it's a terrible loss. We all like going to weddings. We all want to be there for that moment, and that's not happening with you. But here's the beautiful part. The happiness that you're going to find, because once all of that had to be given up, the urge was still within the two of you to see each other for what you are and see your relationship for what it is. That ultimate transformation into adulthood of creating a family together. And you're doing that in a crisis without those externalities. It is truly just about the two of you. We know, going back to antiquity, why we celebrate love on St. Valentine's Day. We celebrate a man, a simple country priest, who was marrying couples, Christian couples, at a time when that was illegal. And it was just so important to him and so important to other people that he was willing to die to do that. That's the kind of happiness that I know the two of you are going to find, because when the party couldn't happen, when all the other people, all the rest of the dream went away, your inclination was still to say, it's time for the two of us to be married. And that's a beautiful thing. And this is where I charge you with the vows you're about to take. The vows are what join you. The law is important, certainly, the tradition, the ceremony, the standing before other people, but it's really the vows that you're taking to each other that create this family that you've chosen to make. And do you love this woman the way that Christ gives his love unconditionally to all of us?
I do.
And do you also seek to find God's love in your life together with this man?
I do.
Again, I'm kind of taking this out of order, love in the time of coronavirus, but I think it's time that the two of you take the rings from your mother, and if hold each other's rings for a minute. Think about it. The ring is an ancient symbol. It's round. It has no beginning and no end. It's infinite. And yet at the same time, it has two sides, just like the love that the two of you share. The gold that those rings are made out of is timeless. It comes from the earth, and using ancient skills and labor, people recovered that gold from the earth, and ancient skills that it took to refine it and pound it into the circles that they've made. It is a signal to others that you were married to someone else. It's also, much more importantly, a reminder to ourselves, not just that we're married, but that we always have somebody. It's a tremendous comfort to have that ring on and know that there's always someone else there for you. And so I ask you, as you place that ring on her finger, to repeat after me. I take this woman to be my wife,
I take this woman to be my wife,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer, for poor,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love, honor, and cherish her so long as we both shall live.
I will love, honor, and cherish her so long as we both shall live.
And now, if you would, yeah, that's the one. As you place this ring on his finger, I ask you to repeat after me. I take this man to be my husband,
I take this man to be my husband,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love, honor, and cherish so long as we both shall live.
to love, honor, and cherish so long as we both shall live.
With the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I am pleased to congratulate you as husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
just incredibly pleased that I could be here to help you today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, wait, kiss again. Wait, Mom, move.
Oh.
I need the other angle.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, wait. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would
Thank
love
you
to,
for
but,
coming.
you know.
Some other time.
Yes, yes, we keep it a distance.
You're going
I
to
will
need
salute from
Yes, yes, thank you.
one of the most touching things I've ever learned traveling in the Middle East is the idea that you're respecting the heart of someone else and presenting your love and your heart to them. And it's when you see that it's a Muslim tradition, and it's beautiful. And it's one thing is we're gathering other wisdom in our lives today that I'm really happy to be sharing in that.